One of the emotionally, mentally, and physically challenging things in life is to get through bad days. And there's no way around it. If you live on this earth, you're going to have a bad day. And you're going to have bad days throughout your life. Obviously, the trick is to try to have more good days than bad days. But when the inevitable bad day comes, how do we look at it? How do we survive it? Well, the key word is survive. Just get through the day. Good to see you, Infinity. I reminded myself that today, that life is just a series of days and a day is just filled with hours. So there's parts of life that are a time to explore, time to build. I talked about that the other night, that pretty much life is you survive, you explore, and you build. You'll fill in the blanks on how you define those things, but those are the basic things of life. And on a bad day, you're not trying to do anything else but survive. Okay. And you almost have to cease any other activity. Jesse, great to see you. Jesse everyone knows that does investments. When you have a bad day with investments, just survive. Okay. So, how do you survive? Well, you survive by breaking a day down to what it is. It's 24 hours. Okay. And so you just want to get to the next 24 hours. One of the things I learned as I matured is time management. Time management starts the time you decide to wake up. See, if you wake up late on most days, if you hit the snooze button on most days, you will have more bad days than good days. And that's how you get in the algorithm of just surviving life. See, like I say, you can't avoid bad days in life. You can change your life through a series of decisions, effort, the grace of God, etc. And it starts with your effort of waking up on time. Because if you just wake up an hour later than you were supposed to, you start your day bad and you feel bad. You cannot hide from yourself. You can hide from other people. You can become an isolationist. And I understand all those things, but you can never hide from your own feelings. Depressed people, they may not lurk around society, but they're in their house and they're sleeping, they're turning around, they're not tired, they just don't want to feel bad anymore. And that's why I tell you, wake up on time and show up, because that at least starts your day with a fighting shot to not just survive, but to thrive. Jesse O says, I didn't let anything or anyone bother me today. Good. Great workout helped too. There you go. Every day before you start the day with business, with pleasure, whatever, it's self-care. Because like I said in the opening statement, when you have a bad day, it affects you emotionally, physically, mentally, etc. And that's why you always have to fall back on self-care. Because if your being is not being taken care of, your temple, your whatever you call it, then when you go through a bad part of the day, you're going to collapse. So whether you do a 30-minute walk in the morning, whether you do a 15-minute exercise in the gym, consistency, activity in the beginning of the day, self-care. And then you roll into your business, your job, your side hustle, your main hustle, or if you're retired or living on some type of disability, a chore, something productive. See, if you've done that now, you've already at least kept the day going. So maybe you're in debt, maybe you lost money, maybe you're going through a divorce, but if you woke up on time, at least you feel better. If you got to the gym, at least you feel better. If you've done something productive, whether work or a chore, you're fighting through the badness by doing stuff. And the movement, even though you feel the drudgery upon you on a bad day. You can't hide from it. But as you allocate time to do certain things, you survive the day. See, in a bad day, guys and girls, we're not building, we're not exploring necessarily. We're moving, we're doing, we're allocating time, we're surviving. And we're not sulking. If you failed, if you said the wrong thing, guys, look, I'm on YouTube every night I go live. There's no way you're not going to ever say the wrong thing. And some people only do videos once a week. And that's why you see them in a certain light that is only positive. But if you lived with someone or you went live with someone every day, you would always see the good and the bad. Because everyone in every situation has good and bad. That's life. You know, like I say, Kirk Franklin, a famous gospel singer the other day, got recorded hollering at his son, using the Lord's name in vain. And it was like, this big thing. Now, his son is a troublemaker, what it sounds like. Kirk Franklin looked like he was just trying to, whatever. But Kirk Franklin was addicted to porn, all these things. Everyone, whether they're in a church, whether they're in politics, whatever, everyone's human. Okay. It'd be better if more people heard the secret recordings of other people cursing at their own child, using the Lord's name in vain, wishing death on them. Why? Because then at least you wouldn't feel so bad. Okay. Get through the day, survive. Survive without killing anyone. Survive without hurting yourself or others. Okay. And you do that through keeping the day going, through the management of time. Don't sulk. If you, like I said, if you lost money, if you said the wrong thing, if you're going through something tough, don't sulk in the time. Manage the time. Push your depressed ass to the gym, to the job, to the chore, to the next task, to the lunch, to the break, to the walk. Push to the next task. Push to the next task. And before you know it, you survived the day. Didn't make the pain go away. But you survived through the day. And the joy will come again. The joy will come in the morning. Or the joy will come whenever you hit it big or next, or whenever you get a compliment next. It comes again. I remember going through a breakup, and I said, will I ever feel joy again? And I did, but no contact and self-care and all the things I said. See, some people never feel joy again because they don't do the other parts. They don't do the other parts I'm talking to you tonight. Managing time, doing stuff, staying productive. They just sulk in their time. And they try to outthink depression. You can't outthink a bad day. You can't outtrade a bad day. You can't outwork a bad day. All you can do is survive the day. Okay. I broke that down. You see how my tone changed? Just like pastor. But just like pastors, I masturbate. I have good and bad days. Back to the members only chat. Infinity, got to push forward. 100 emoji, brother. Great to see you. And for me, what I can tell you on a bad day, I do thank God I don't have kids. I'm not going to lie. Shout out to everyone with a vasectomy. Marcel, what's up, man? Shout out to the UK. Appreciate you joining late night. Howdy, Sam. I got to go soon. Okay. And do self-care. Love that. Sleep schedule's a great thing. Just checking in for a few minutes. I appreciate you, and I'm grateful for you. Shout out to you, Marcel. You do what you need to do for you. If you listen in the background, great. If you go to sleep, great. If you have another comment, great. Love to you. No matter what you do, you have freedom. Shout out to you, Infinity, Jesse O. I appreciate you all with gratitude. You guys see me go live every day for just about 4 years. Okay. Through my good and bad days. Okay. And that's something that even if, again, people don't agree with me, people don't like, you need to see. I appreciate you too, Infinity. And it's not easy for me because who wants to have a personal bad day and then share their life publicly, whether it's a side hustle or not? Not many people. And I even push myself to do that because I feel better when I'm done making a video because it's part of my goals. I feel better when I get out of the gym. I feel better whenever I do whatever I need to do for my life, even in the midst of a bad day. It doesn't make the pain go away. It takes time. It takes endurance. I told someone today that reached out to me that I worked with years ago. And he just sent me a quick message about inside joke that we used to have. And so I'm glad you kept your sense of humor throughout life. You got to keep your sense of humor, guys. If you can't laugh in this world, you ain't going to get through a bad day. Like Tupac said, you may see some rain and pain, but you still got to be able to smile. And, you know, he just reached out real quick text. And I reached out, you know, I just said, you know, it's great to hear that you're still keeping your sense of humor. And I said, you've endured. Okay. And, you know, had some tough times with him too. But he endured. Okay. Guys, I respect people that endure. Okay. And I believe he's improved himself from the different interactions I've had since I worked with him. And I try to improve myself in my own way. We're all on our own journey, guys. It's not about judgment. It's about, I respect those who don't give up. He could have gave up. Okay. And I do say, look, if I was any of us could be broken. I mean, for me, that's why part of getting through bad days now is minimalism. Okay. Again, I'm an extreme minimalist and I'm still struggling with what I want to do next. Because I go back and forth in my mind. Is still living out of my vehicle wisdom. And I have mixed feelings on it. Because I can't say it's 100% wisdom. At the same time, I want to keep a big level of flexibility in my life till the day I die. Because flexibility allows you to survive bad days, bad parts of life, etc. Now, you know, like I said, but nothing is perfect in life because, you know, every year in Florida is hurricane season. The summer is different. I know I don't want to live anywhere else than Florida, but, you know, I still go back and forth in my mind, you know. So, survival. Okay, we have a guy in here, Adam, that's taking care or at least staying by his elderly parents, and that's a tough job. Even if you're not even doing the caretaking and the nurses, just being around someone who's having a bad days and series. You know, when an elderly person is going through serious health issues, you know, and they just have months and you know, and like just endless days of badness. You know, there's a scripture that says, you know, don't wait till you're old to know God, basically, because once you get old, your days are going to be filled with grief. At a certain point, it can be. It's true. Even in the Bible, guys, they said, look, when you get old, you're fucked. I paraphrase, but that's what they said. I mean, come on. Don't forget, these guys murdered people. Okay, Adam. Oh, no, Marcel. Real talk. You help more people through your videos than many a therapist. Well, I appreciate that, Marcel. I appreciate you typing that, especially late night. You know, and I'm fair. I know I've hurt some people along the way. It's a tough thing. You know, but I know if I come in here and if I'm timid and if I'm not able to really like just paint my painting, I don't deliver what I need to deliver. But at the same time, there is that balance there, you know, where I've had some psychopaths that I've locked head with. Now, I still wish them the best, but, you know, it's not easy to have relationships online and then have them severed. It's like a regular relationship. It's like, you know, and that's what makes you bitter as you get older. Because I could, like, there's people that say, like, give someone a compliment, it'll make their day. And I agree with that, but I don't agree with it as much as I used to. Because I really don't want to compliment someone nowadays because it's going to make them, you know, it's going to like, I don't know, it's going to make something happen that doesn't need to happen. Okay. And I know everyone's just human. Okay. So, you know, and I tell you this, never compliment someone in the gym. Okay. Because I always tell you the worst place to date someone is in the gym. Okay. Because you got testosterone going, the girl's got the short stuff on, and you're in psychopath mode. Okay. Don't you dare compliment someone in the gym. Keep your mouth shut and do what you need to do. And even in life, guys, I mean, I certainly try to give, like, you know, a decent smile and be pleasant and keep my mouth shut. But I really don't even want to compliment people anymore. Why? Because it just creates too much conversation. And I've seen too much of human nature that, I hate to say it, I'm not saying this is right, but this is how I feel, I gotta be honest, that I really don't trust anyone. I don't. Even the people that are nice online or in real life, I know that they have good parts, but I know they have bad parts, and including me. So I just want to be pleasant. If God forbid I ever need to go to the hospital and I need to get a catheter, I hope I have a nice, good-looking nurse that's having a good day. Okay? Hope she's having a good day. Okay? And that's it. I don't want to know her. I don't want to know her name. Martin Lawrence, famous comedian, he had a stand-up bit that he had a heat stroke, and he went to the hospital, and he was like in a comatose state for a couple weeks, and he needed the nurse to clean him because he was going to the bathroom on himself. And he said for the first couple days, when he would take a dookie on himself because he couldn't control his bowels because he had a stroke, he said he felt very embarrassed. But obviously the nurse eventually found out he took a dookie because she would come in and look over him. And she said, Martin, don't be scared to say that you need help wiping up or whatever. It's understandable. So he said eventually he got comfortable that, she would clean him up, etc. But he said after about 7-10 days, he still was struggling controlling his bowel movements. He took a dookie on himself, and a nurse came in, and she was having a bad day. And she goes, that's it. You got to start learning how to take, your dookie. You got to learn how to start, working on your stomach muscles. And that reminds me of human nature. People can only take so much. So how do you get through that type of day? Well, guys, you're just trying to survive the day. When you have a bad day, it's going to be emotionally and mentally draining, and physically. Just try to get through the day, one day at a time. Try to be grateful for something too. That's another way. I mean, as best you can. It's corny, but I'm going to say this. I was driving after work, going to get my dinner I just had, and trying to process the day. And I saw a midget walking over a bridge, and I give love and respect to him. But I said to myself, "Damn, Sam, you could be a midget walking over a bridge," and that made me thankful. I had a girl, well, I didn't know her, but there's some lady worked at a Kmart by my house in New Jersey, and she had half her face was deformed. And I'll never forget. I mean, Kmart went out of business. This was years ago. And I'll never forget, I would go in Kmart, and sometimes I would have a bad day. And I would see her at the register working, and half her face was totally deformed. And I said to myself, oh my God, she's got balls. She's got the grace of God to be able to show up to work. I mean, you talk about people who deserve disability. That was her. And she was an Indian lady. I don't know why she wasn't on disability. But I give her credit. I give her, because I would be humbled. I was like, Sam, what the fuck you complaining about? She's over here working a minimum wage job, and she's facing the public every day. So you try to find something to be grateful for. Okay. Wendy, hey Wendy, how are you? Yes, Sam. Even I think when someone compliment me, they're a creep. Yep. I hate to say it. That's how I feel as I get older. You're right. Or they are on some kind of deceiving game. I mean, you're on the same page on this one. Yeah, laughing good. And not that's right, but that's how I feel too. It's just the mindset of 2021. I understand. It's a good point. Too many bad is happening today. Be nice, but trust no one. I'm going to agree with that statement. I'm not saying everyone should follow. I want everyone to do what they want, but I agree with Wendy on that one. Good job, Wendy. Nublia, hey, Nublia. Do you think there's a meaning to life? Like I said, I think Minecraft showed us the meaning to life. I think you survive, then I think you explore, and I think you build. And as far as exploring, it may be traveling the world. It may just be traveling 60 miles outside your normal radius. I don't think everyone is meant to explore the world or explore the country. I do believe everyone should go at least 60 miles away from where they grew up and explore a little bit, even if they live in the same area their entire life. Okay, that's why because how are you going to understand different cultures? How are you going to understand life better? You're not. So there's no way you're going to be able to build a life. And when I say build, it doesn't mean you build a house. It means you build your life, your best life. So the meaning of life is survive, explore, build. I do believe, even though as I get older, it's tougher to understand and I get a little bit more pissed, but I still do keep the faith. as best I can. I still try to thank God for everything. I try to pray. Certainly when things, line up, I say, well, God, I'm humbled. I didn't think it would all line up. Certainly when things get bad, I mean, I don't really curse God, but, I just, sometimes I've cursed God, no doubt, just like they did in the Bible. So it's nothing new under the sun, guys. They curse God in the Bible. They kill people in the Bible. So that's one good thing that you can say, look, that's all. Now, again, doesn't mean there's people that don't believe in the Bible or they grew up in a different culture, right? There's people all over the world. So some, whether they're Hindu, whether they're a Muslim, Jewish, atheist, whatever, okay? So, I'm just coming from my spiritual perspective and background. Whatever you kind of like been in, there's certain things in most literature, whether spiritual or not, that you can pull some understanding. Like, I know you guys were big on that guy, I think it was, the Sadhguru guy. Okay, the yoga instructor. I was very disappointed. I found out all he did was the yoga instructor. Like I said, I know a girl in California right now. She's a yoga instructor. I mean, I'm not impressed with her either. So, it's not a big deal to me. I know a lot of yoga instructors. All right, let's take address. Marcel at Nublia. I've been asking myself the same question for the past few months. Well, ask the question, but don't mind fuck it. Wake up early, don't hit the snooze button. That way you don't feel bad about yourself. If you hit the snooze button, every day is a bad day. If you don't manage your time, every day is a bad day. If you got to push each hour to do something. And if you can't find something to be grateful for, that's a bad day. Nublia. What is confidence in your opinion? What is this? Is that confidence in your opinion? I don't understand the question. My opinion is based on my life experience, my life observation, and then that's what forms your opinion, right? Your opinion is formed through your personal experiences, and that's why you should explore a little bit. You should travel a little bit. You should be around different groups, different cultures, different races, different religions. That's the beautiful part about America. Now, if you go to other countries, you go to India, everyone's Indian, whatever. You go to China, everyone's Chinese. You go to whatever. The beautiful thing about America is, guys, you got everything here. You got every type of race, culture, religion, etc. Now, there's still the norm. There's still, a lot white, a lot Christian, right? But I was fortunate. I grew up in New Jersey, right next to New York City. So, seeing all the different things forces you to have a broader opinion. Like, if you grew up in Montana and you grew up or if you grew up in a rural part of Texas in America, and, there was only a few people and they were all similar to you, your opinion would be very skewed to your experience. So my experiences come from having a diverse group of people that I've shared my life with or been part of my life. My opinion comes from some of the things I've researched, whether science, spiritual, life philosophy, and then putting them to the test, doing it myself, and figuring out what works. And then there's something called individuality. No matter what you believe, atheist or spiritual, there's whatever, like 7.5 billion people in the world, and every person has a different fingerprint, every one. So there's got to be something, whatever you believe, that you have a different fingerprint than your mother, than your father. Now, you may have the same nose as your father, you may have the same ass as your mother, okay? Shake what your mama gave you. But you have a different fingerprint. Okay. I'll tell you right now, if you're going to date the daughter, you better at least look at the mother. Never forget it, okay? Because I ain't falling for the banana in a tailpipe, okay? You better at least skim. I remember when I was dating an Asian MILF, I said, well, let me see a picture of your mom. Yeah. She said, what you want to see a picture of my mom for? I'm trying to project the future, I got to see what's going to happen, right? Let's take address break. Yeah. Where are we going? Nublia. Do you believe in the afterlife and ghosts and demons? Yeah, afterlife, I don't know. It's a 50-50 shot, I would think there's something, but I got no idea how it's going to be or what it's going to be. The spiritual literature that I've read, most people tend to believe there's something, most religions, or they believe you coming back to this bitch as something else based on how you was acting. So, I don't know. It's a crapshoot. It's like Shaq's at the line. Shaquille O'Neal, famous NBA player. He's at the line shooting a free throw. Now, will he make it or will he miss? He like 50-50 shot. So, I don't know. No one can tell you they know. If someone tells you no, they're a liar. No one knows. So I hope if there is an afterlife, I hope that it's like Florida without hurricane season. Okay, that's I hope. Okay. If we have to come back again, I want to come back as the head of the Federal Reserve, look good. Okay, and I'm still getting a vasectomy. And as far as ghosts and demons, I believe in the spiritual realm, the spiritual dimension. I've definitely, when someone's on drugs and you look in their eyes, you can see a demon. Okay. I was listening to a doctor the other day. He said, I was watching a YouTuber who's got diabetes. Okay. And he had to go to the eye doctor because when you go to an eye doctor, they can look at the blood vessels in your eyes. And it's one way that you can actually see into the human body. Okay. The eyes are the window to your soul. Okay. And what he was saying was that blood vessels, when they break, it's like internal bleeding. Okay. And if you've ever experienced someone on drugs and there's a look in their eyes, or there's a behavior that, even if their eyes are not bloodshot, doesn't matter if they're on drugs or not now, there's behavior of some people that it gives you a chill in your being. It gives you a unsettling spirit. When you see someone and they're up to trouble and you can feel that energy, there's something there. Now, whether you want to call it a ghost, demon, psychopath, etc., there's something there. When you're around good people, even though everyone's bad, when you're around like good, positive people, like they're not, you feel an energy. You're like, oh, this I can feel, you feel good, right? Okay. It's like when a girl comes over your house, if you got a dirty toilet bowl, you ain't getting no coochie. And, so you trying to clean the toilet and shit, because you want that energy to be welcoming. Okay. So I definitely believe something in the spiritual realm. I just don't understand it fully. If I understood it fully, guys, every investment would be successful. I'd be fucking banging shit out. I'd be doing it. But guys, I'm still trying to do what I could do. Wendy, my meaning to life is to owe people nothing, I believe you meant. Pay my own way in life. That's not a bad idea. And die with a clear and clean. That's a good idea. Now, I think when any of us die, we're going to have to ask for a little bit of forgiveness. Me too. Now, whether or not there is this afterlife where everyone's forgiven or only the people who ask, I don't know. Not my job to figure out, because I'm just trying to get through the day. I'm trying to survive today. And I showed up. That's part of it. Guys, even a bad day, show up. You guys know, as long as something's not majorly wrong with me, I am showing up on a live feed. Sometimes I don't want to, but I do it anyway. Just like sometimes I want to hit the snooze button, but I don't. I do, and that helps you survive the day, get through the day, make your day, even if it's a bad day, survivable. And that's how you make progress. That's how you get success. That's how you get 17,000 subscribers or whatever you want to get. Okay. That's how you stay out of obesity. That's how you stay out of, just doing stuff. I've seen people go down such a bad road of depression, poverty, and deterioration by staying sheltered in their house and not moving. And we saw that obviously with the coronavirus. I mean, there's some people, they're never coming back to normal. Never. And I'm going to do a video about that tomorrow. I already made it. You're going to see it. There's part of life that's just movement. That's how you survive. Movement. Like when I'm walking on the sidewalks here in South Florida, there's like little iguana and lizards. And even though I'm not going to bother them, I like the lizards, we chilling. But when they see someone coming, they move away. Okay, survival. You know. Now, the squirrels come up to me because they know I'm giving them free peanuts every day. But the lizards and most wildlife, they'll get close to you, but they also are very skittish because they need to survive the day. Okay. I tell my nomads out there, whether you're taking a break off the road and you're going to get ready to get back on the road, you got to remember, one of our hardest things is to keep a flow. And all of us, we get stuck in this rut where we go here, we go there, and it's not easy. And so, remember that. Wendy, to die with a clear conscience, I meant to say. I got the message. Thank you, Wendy. Good comment, Wendy. Knowing I live my best life, not intentionally trying to hurt people. I like that comment. Good comment, Wendy. Adam, what's up, brother? I was thinking about you. You're on time, brother. Survival is the topic tonight. And, Adam does bushcraft, which is surviving in the wilderness with primitive resources. And in a modern society, we talked about that last night, growing up in a first world country, you still got bad days. I'd rather have a bad day in a first world country and third. I'd rather have my hardest part of the day is, I got to go get dinner at Walmart or all-night gas station, then go, kill something and cook my own dinner. Okay. However, even in a first world country, you got bad days. You can't escape bad parts of life. And when you have a bad day, you have to learn to survive without making it worse. And get in the habit of waking up early, pushing yourself each hour to do something different. So like today, even though things didn't go everything how I wanted it to go, I was able to do everything I needed to do as if it was a good day. So I can't say I didn't do X, Y, Z because it was a bad day. I did everything I needed to do. I woke up on time. I went to the gym. I did the work thing. I did the creativity thing. I did the beach thing. I did everything. Now, I still felt a little drudgery in my mind, but I got through the day. I survived. And, does that mean tomorrow, as soon as I wake up, it's going to be automatic joy? No. There's definitely days that linger to other days. But I will do the same thing I did today. I'm still going to focus on the waking up, the time management, etc. That's how you get through. And then eventually get on a positive roll, New blip. I often said, too, what I learned from sports, again, you get your opinion through your experiences. What I learned from playing some sports is that when you're really in a rut and you've lost your touch and you're, everyone does, even great famous people. Wendy, $5 super chat. How's it going, guy with a fat ass waving at me? That's me sometimes. I still got a round ass, but I'm healthy. I got the healthiest big ass you ever seen in your life. Thank you, Wendy, very much for the gracious super chat. I am grateful, not entitled, and I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you very much. It means something to me. But like I said, what I learned from sports is that when you're in a rut, okay, whether you can't hit the baseball, whether you can't shoot the basketball, what you do is you go for a short shot. You go for a layup. And you make a couple layups to try to get your rhythm back. And then you build back your confidence, and then you can step further away. And eventually, look, you may get to the point where you're shooting a three. But even when you're shooting a three, eventually you're going to start to break again. That's what really wears people out in life, and I understand it, is the monotony. The endless suffering, it's always going to be something. Someone came in here last night and said that's a good point. It's always going to be something. Head gasket blows, etc. So how do you do it? Well, one is make the appointment with the mechanic, wake up on time, do your work, go there, just keep doing it. And then eventually it gets better. And mitigate your risk, take some short shots, and diversify your life. Good job, Nubia. How would you cope with mistakes? And also, how do you get rid of guilt permanently? Well, how do you cope with mistakes is you may need to fall back and assess the mistake, but you need to get back up and do, because that's the only way you get your confidence back and you get rid of a level of guilt. Now, there's some guilt that lingers for a while. And guilt comes from just feeling bad about something. Doesn't mean you necessarily did something immoral or wrong. But guilt is part of life. Bad days are part of life. So there's no way you get rid of that permanently. You can get your confidence back and kind of like forget you feel bad. But the more you experience life, the more you failed. Because humans are flawed. So you're going to have to learn to deal with guilt, shame, embarrassment. How do you deal with it? You show up. You're honest with yourself and with others. And you have endurance. Those who endure to the end hopefully will overcome. But I'll tell you this, if you let your guilt, your mistakes make you quit, lock yourself in your house, you're going to destroy your life and you're going to suffer to the day you die. And when you come back, if you come back to as a reincarnation, you may come back as an unemployed turtle. So, fuck it. You might as well keep showing up or do whatever you need to do for your life. So if you got embarrassed or if you actually did something wrong, keep showing up. Keep doing. Now, obviously, try to correct it. Obviously, humble yourself. Say, look, I was wrong here. Okay. But you got to be yourself. You can't be timid because you ain't going to get shit done and you're never going to be yourself. So you got to have a balance. Not easy. But guys, life not easy. Sometimes you just survive. But if you keep surviving, you're going to have good days. If you keep fighting, you'll have good days again. You'll have bad days. You just get one day at a time. One day at a time. Good job. Wendy, I pray and ask Christ to forgiveness and help me to forgive myself. I'm not mad at that prayer. That's a good prayer. Yeah, forgive us our sins and forgive those who sin against us. I'm not mad at that. Yeah, look, guys, I believe in faith. I still do. I believe in Jesus, what he stood for. But again, that's part of just the culture that I was brought up in. Everyone has their own culture, their own vibe. So I always say the details of your faith are a personal thing. I say that now as a mature person. I didn't always. I mean, that's how you experience life, right? So, because I would definitely say one of my mistakes in spirituality, like many people make, is you get so far into spirituality, you get into this religious algorithm, and it's more about getting everyone to agree with the consensus philosophy that you adopt, rather than just working on yourself. And that's the dangerous part about any religion. And that's where you see it. But it doesn't mean that the faith that the bedrock of basic faith principles is not still valuable, still very valuable. But the religious part, the dogma part, still very destructive. So it's like you have to separate the two and then persevere, endure, and talk about it honestly. Talk about it. Talk about you cursed out your child the other day. You wish death on them. Talk about, this. Talk about you masturbated and you were thinking about the deaconess giving you a blowjob till she fucking coughed all over your cock. Yeah. Whatever it is, you got to say it. Okay. Wendy. Unemployed turtle, laughing. And I've seen some people who had that spirit and now they're an entrepreneur because even though they don't like me and I don't like them, they took that fire and they say, you know what? I'm going to show you a fucking unemployed turtle. And now they're kicking ass. And I said, all right, well, that's what I wanted to see. Okay. Because you were fucking half-assing it. Okay. And so sometimes people need a little spark. I want to come back as a stallion. Damn. Running on the Clearwater Beach. Yeah, see, you've never been around horses. I went to a state park in Florida where they have these beautiful horses. Horses take a shit everywhere. It's a fucking disaster. Like everyone look at horses like they're beautiful creatures. You never been around horses. I'm not saying you, Wendy. I'm making a point here. I love you, Wendy. Like horses, guys, they shit everywhere. It's a disaster. And that goes back to the point. Like you see a beautiful woman or a beautiful guy or a beautiful car, a beautiful home, and you start to imagine this thing is like amazing. But then you're around it long enough, you say, what the fuck? This thing is just human. Or it's just a problem too. Adam, $5 super chat. I'm glad I'm showed up. I'm glad I survived another day. Even in a bad day, show up. Thank you, Adam. Appreciation. You know from the bushcraft life that when you're out in the wild animals, whether they're squirrels or these beautiful pelicans, they take a shit and it goes everywhere. Okay. And so we all look at these wild animals like, oh, they're creatures of God, but they still take shit all, and they're nasty. Like, have you ever seen birds fighting in the bushes? I have. See, you guys never been to wild. Maybe Adam knows what I'm talking about. I used to think these birds, these doves and stuff, they all, oh my God, they're God's creatures. Then you walk by the bushes, these birds and these squirrels, they're fighting each other. They're fucking each other up. Yeah, it's like UFC. You guys never seen wild animals fighting each other. Guys, like UFC battle. And I thought UFC was bad. You should see these squirrels and these birds. Let's check out this. Thank you, guys. Jesse O, I can't believe this Dave Ramsey drama. I didn't know he fired a pregnant lady because of religion. What? Yeah, it's a shame, man. I've been praying for that whole situation, or at least thinking about it. You know, again, Dave Ramsey helped me. I never believed with his philosophy 100%, but I do believe he's helped me. He's helped a lot of people, but most people are still paycheck to paycheck. So he hasn't really helped that many people. And I don't like that he filed bankruptcy. He would never be able to be where he's at without being able to file bankruptcy. So he should be an advocate for being able to bankrupt student loan debt, and he should understand human nature that there are certain groups of society that they can't figure it out. They can't. That's the bottom line. I got people in my own family like that. So that's the problem when you're winning too long. And Dave Ramsey's done a lot. He's been successful and he's worked for it. And I give him credit. I don't want to throw out all the good things that Dave Ramsey has done, because, he's having a bad day, bad month. But, it's tough, man. When you're successful for a while, you think that you can never lose. And like I said, guys, any of us can be broken. I remember John Gotti. He was the Teflon Don, like he can never lose, until eventually he got locked up for life and he died in jail of lung cancer. And that's what Trump was calling himself for a while. Remember, like Teflon Don? And I said, as soon as I heard people calling him that, I was like, this guy's going to lose. Because no one is unbeatable. But it's like when you win for a while, you feel, and I'm not saying you shouldn't feel confident. That's the thing. Like, if you feel timid, you ain't going to get shit done. Okay? Part of that mindset of Dave Ramsey and Trump is right. You have to be confident, because if you're too timid, the tail wags the dog and people abuse the kindness and things go crazy and people don't work on their own life. But religion and work is a dangerous, toxic combination. When you work for someone who's very religious, and part of you being able to support yourself is getting a check from them, you got to play their game. Now, that's why I tell you guys, thank God for corporate America. If we were still living 100 years ago, and you were working for Harry's Hardware instead of Home Depot, Harry's Hardware could require, one is they're going to pay you below minimum wage. And, mom and pop store is always going to pay you lower than a corporation, number one. Number two is they're going to do things their way. Like, there's no HR department in Harry's Hardware. We're a religious hardware store here, and this is how it's going to be. You either like it or don't. There's no HR. So, thank God for corporations, guys. They got some bad points, but DoorDash Corporation, publicly traded, thank God. Because if it wasn't for DoorDash, guys, you'd be delivering newspaper. And you wouldn't be making as much money, and you wouldn't be able to travel around the country in DoorDash. I mean, it's a disaster. So, Dave Ramsey is experiencing some bad days, true. Good comment, Jesse. Adam, thank you again. Wendy's laughing good. Wendy, it's true, though. Yeah, the horses take big dookies. Wendy, well, stallions don't shit in the spirit, because we don't have bodies, we have spirits. I remember I knew some beautiful Puerto Rican woman. And I said, I don't know what we were talking about. But she was like, well, I don't fart. My farts smell like roses. Okay? And I don't know if you guys ever walked into, these girls, they'll blow that toilet bowl up. Okay? So what I can tell you is this, guys. Now, it may smell like roses when you go eat them out or eat the cooch because they did the summer eve douche. They got all types of fragrances. You know, that's why they go freshen up. But I'll tell you right now, you've never lived with a girl or grew up with, I'll tell you right now, that the women there is no smell like roses, okay? So everyone smell like shit when they taking a shit. Never forget it. Nublia. Some things are not what it seems. I wanted a bunny, but now I feel like I won't handle the mental pressure of having something similar to a child. But the thing is, I still want a bunny. Maybe I should fix myself. Wanting stuff gets stressful. I understand your pain, brother. Nublia, what I would tell you to do is go outside every day and feed the squirrels. See, I had a dog for 10 years and it was a blessing. I'm glad I had it. I love my dog still this day, but it is tough to be a caretaker to a dog. It really is like having a child. And as I've become, my opinion based on my experience of having a dog for 10 years, and now as a middle-aged man, I don't have any responsibilities. What I do now to experience a connection with a pet is I go to the public park and I feed the squirrels, I talk to the pelicans, I chirp with the birds. I talk to them and then they go out in the wild and they survive on their own. That's how it should be. I go back to my car, I survive on my own. The squirrels know I will see them tomorrow with free peanuts. My birds know I will be chirping to them tomorrow. My pelicans know if my investments do good, I'll buy some salmon and throw it in the river. And I don't have to take care of them, and they don't have to take care of me. We are both wild animals. Never date a girl that has leopard skin clothing. Why? She's a wild animal. She's Audrey Hepburn from the movie Breakfast at Tiffany's. She don't want to be committed. You don't want to be committed, Nublia. Feed the squirrels, brother. Feed the squirrels. Good job. Adam, Sam, I got cut out early. I'm not feeling that well today. I understand, brother. It's all right. It was a long day. I have aches, headaches going on. I'm going home and sleep it off. Well, hopefully you don't have COVID, because I mean, that sounds like some symptoms there. Hopefully it may just be stress. Stress manifests physically. What I would tell you to do, Adam, is still manage your time. To survive a bad day, manage your time. Don't sleep more. When you sleep more, when you have a bad day, that's how you go down that negative algorithm of depression and poverty. So when you have a bad day, go home and eat your dinner at the regular time. After you eat your dinner, do your normal activity. Maybe go for an evening walk, then do your normal activity. Maybe you take a shower. I always recommend you take a shower at night, brush your teeth, floss your teeth, brush your tongue. And then you go to sleep in clean, loose-fitting clothing. Management of time is not just waking up early, it's finishing your day strong. Never oversleep. Never oversleep. The proper amount of sleep is good, but too much is depressing. Good job. Wendy, you crazy, Sam. You know, I'll speak the truth. I mean, when we die, our spirit can look in if you believe that. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't want another body for that reason. Okay. The flesh rots and dies. Well, that's true. But the spirit can never die. Yeah, I can understand that. That's kind of like what the scriptures say. The Bible scriptures. Yeah, I mean, there's parts in the Bible where it says there'll be no marriage. There'll be no man and woman. Everyone will just be a spirit. Okay. So, it's like, if you're a transgender, you ain't going to have to worry about what sex you want to be in the afterlife, supposedly, because you're just going to be a spirit. Okay. If you was married to a nasty person, you ain't got to worry about now. Why? Because you're in the spirit. Now, do I know what the afterlife is like? Guys, I'm just trying to survive the all-night gas station. Okay? That's what I'm trying to do tonight. So, keep the hope, keep the faith. And I hear you, Wendy. I do hear you. Love to you. We got to keep pushing forward one day at a time. Oh, we got ASP in here. I missed a couple comments. Wendy, I read that. Wendy goes, that's why I try to keep my energy field clear and positive thoughts. Yeah, like Nas in No Bad Energy video, where he's got that chick with the camel toe. She got the what do they call it? The sage or whatever, that thing, getting rid of that bad energy. I agree with that. I love that video. ESP. I love cats. Catwoman. Never date a girl that loves cats, guys. It's a disaster. She's going to be overweight and she's going to be depressed. That's why I've experienced life. Now, I did know one girl in my community, one lady. She was actually wealthy. She traded bonds. There was this one lady in my gated community. She was actually in good shape. I met her when I was going for walks in my community. She was trading bonds. And she had a couple cats and she fed the. That was the only one I knew that was on top of her shit. So, but I will say the majority of people I know that like cats, they're big and they're depressed. But except for that one lady who was trading bonds, she was doing good. She wanted to get with me, but I ain't get with her. ESP, I love cats. But I don't want another one. Oh, you have one? How many do you have? It's like, I've never met someone just one cat. You got one cat, then you got two cats, then you got five. And I'm like, oh, so how many cats you got? Yeah, it's like you date a girl, you find out she got a kid. It's like, how many kids you got? One kid, two kids? I'm like, oh my God, too many kids for me, man. Shout out to the vasectomy. Infinity, you in here? Shout out to the vasectomy. Let's see what ESP got to say. She's in Alaska, guys. But I don't want another one. I understand that. I occasionally, here you go. This is what you should do. I occasionally volunteer at a local cat shelter. That's a positive thing. I help feed and socialize the cats for adoption. I think that's a great thing, ESP. I totally agree with that. Good job, ESP. Yeah, I agree. That helps me feel connected, totally agree, to a pet. Good comment. Without the responsibilities one. ESP, you're on fire tonight. Let's take a hydration break. Yeah, I agree with that. ESP, do they have stray cats in Alaska? I think it's too cold for them to be stray, right? Like in Florida, you will see stray cats. In Alaska, I don't know. I'm interested if they got them in there. Wendy? But we all know the thief prowls looking to devour. Yes. The metaphor for the thief is the devil or whatever you believe that negative energy is. I call it a psychopath. But the thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy. Okay, or flag your channel, one or the other. So, I've seen a few. Not gonna lie about that. New blip. Cats are cute. I'm not a cat guy. They got they're like me. They don't want to be bothered. That's how I feel. I think, I don't know, man. To me, a cat is like a girl who wears leopard skin clothing. Like, I don't trust her. You know what I mean? I don't trust these fucking cats, man. I don't trust them. I hate to say it. Yeah, ESP. I have never been overweight in my life. Well, ESP, let's not start this drama again. We already talked about the Dairy Queen thing. I lost a member because of that Dairy Queen. I was like Dave Ramsey. Okay, I went through a whole thing where a member quit the channel because she said I was fat shaming her and shit. And I never said nothing about her weight. She called herself heavy. So ESP, you better stop bringing up all this drama about these overweight chicks. My goal in life is to become crazy cat lady. Oh, God. Without the cats. Well, I like that part. ESP. I've never had more than two at once. Well, I will say this. Whether we're talking dogs or cats, anytime you get more than two pets, it becomes a pack, not a pet. When my mom had got the third pet after a breakup, the third dog, the dogs went into this algorithm of running in a pack. And it became chaos. If you're going to have a pet or if you're going to have kids, no more than two. That's what I'll tell you. Because after two, it's an algorithm of, and I was the third child. So what I tell you is this, no more than two. That's what I tell you. ESP, yes. There are some area in, this Alaska she's talking about. Anchorage, Alaska with feral cats. Also, fairy bunnies too. Damn, they got bunnies in Alaska? I would have never thought that. Nublia, do you think getting a girlfriend is a good idea? Yeah, right, man. You're not watching the channel, man. I guess it comes with responsibility. Nublia, you got your hands full with that rabbit, man. What I want to tell you is this, man. A woman would destroy you, man. She'll destroy you. And you're not ready for a woman. You're not ready for a man. You got to work on self-care. I want you to experience life, though, because, like, sometimes I talk, but it comes from my experience. So you may be talking from someone who hasn't experienced what I have. So I don't want to yell at you and tell you, well, just listen to what I say. No, you still have to experience life. So, but sometimes like someone tells me, oh, I want to live in my car. And the next comment, they tell me, I just bought like a Jackery battery set and window covers. And I said, this motherfucker ain't gonna last 2 months. You know, so when someone tells me like, you know, I want a rabbit, but I may want a girlfriend, I'm like, oh, you're gonna get eaten alive. Not because I'm saying that out of disrespect, but I'm saying the mindset to live in a car is like, I'm gonna be fucking sweating. There's nothing, I'm gonna be freezing. Okay, I'm fucking gonna do what I need to do to get where I want to get. The mindset to having a girlfriend or a pet is, I am ready to have the ultimate level of sacrifice and work. And what I found is most people who say that, they're not working. They're not doing anything. And they think adding a girlfriend or adding a pet's gonna help them. Guys and girls, if you already don't like to work, don't get a pet or a boyfriend or girlfriend, because that's work. It has some blessings. But I saw someone I saw on YouTube, they filed for disability 3 times. They finally got it. And then they got 2 pets. And they totally disappeared. Why? Total disaster. They can't handle 2 pets. Okay. Even I got someone in my family, they on disability, they got a pet. They couldn't, if it wasn't from help from others, they would never be able to handle that pet. Because guys, when you're working, it's hard as hell to handle a pet because you got to work and you got to take care of your pet. If you're not working, okay, you're never going to work. You're never going to do anything. And you can't even take care of yourself. Nah, I believe in service dogs and pets, but you got to be very careful because there's a reason that you can't do stuff. And you need to focus on that reason and working on yourself. Sometimes a pet, but again, I have to be even tempered where I got to experience a pet. I got to experience a girlfriend. So I don't want to shame you, Nublia, or anyone who says, I want to experience it. Who are you? You're right. I don't want to shame anyone that says, look, I want to get a house. You had a house for 15 years. Fuck you. You're right. I don't want to shame a grandma that says, fuck you. I want to live in my van. I'm going to do it. You're right. I'm just sharing my opinion based on my experiences. But you have to remember, you may have to experience these things for yourself and form your own opinion. You know, that's how it works. Good job. Good question. Where are we at? ESP. There are plenty of wild errors here, but there is also a population of domesticated rabbits that escaped into the wild in the city. Oh, okay. Nublia, would the pack thing work if you were rich? No, then you would just have a nanny to take care of your kids, and you'd have a broke person to come walk your dogs. You might as well move to India and get 3 servants, too, while you're at it. Hey, guys, look. We're doing a fight for $15 minimum wage, and there's no indentured servants in a first world country. And if you can't take care of your kids, just because you got Kim Kardashian money, don't mean you should have 4 kids, okay? And then have a nanny take care of them while you divorce Kanye, and now you got more plastic surgery trying to snatch up another man, okay? Same thing with dogs. Don't move down to Miami because you made it big in the bond market, and now you want no state income tax. You get 3 dogs, you live in a $1.5 million mansion, and you got some poor motherfucker walking your dogs. Those aren't your dogs. If you can't handle it, paying someone else to do it, you might as well not have it. Just go to the zoo. Just go to the zoo or go to the strip club. That's what I tell you. Good job. Wendy, men have their faults too, Sam. Oh, I agree with that. I tell men and women stay single. I tell men to masturbate. I tell women to use a dildo. Now, some of the gay guys, they use a dildo on themselves. But I'm very fair in my evaluation. I tell everyone to stay single. Now, don't forget, though, my opinion is that of a heterosexual male, a straight male, okay? So, I don't have experience dating guys, okay? So, my opinion on the channel is going to be based on dating women, okay? So, if you guys say, hey, look, I dated a guy, he had Transformer underwear on, he's a disaster, feel free to leave. You got unlimited access. For $9.99 a month, guys, 1 DoorDash delivery, you got unlimited access. You can tell me everything about dating this guy. I never dated a guy. I don't know. I don't got no opinion on it. Now, but if you've dated a guy and he destroyed your life, please, if you're a member in here, I want to know about what he did to you. Good job. The balls are sagging, she goes, laughing, just having fun. I know, that's all right. It's good to have fun. Laughter's good for the soul. ESP, Eagles and Falcons love rabbits. Yeah, they kill them. Guys, they're nasty. You tell all these animals are God's creatures. They kill each other. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, Eagles and Falcons. I saw a squirrel in a tree the other day. And the squirrel looked like it was hurt. It was like, I said, what the fuck? And I had to Google, what does it mean when a squirrel like goes up on a tree and starts squeaking? That squirrel saw an eagle or hawk or some type of bird, a threat. And to survive, what they do is one squirrel climbs up on a tree and they squeak, and it's an alert to all the other squirrels that there's a bird or there's a dog coming. Go up on the top of the tree. They're trying to survive. Never forget it. Let's continue. ESP, a boyfriend or a girlfriend is definitely more work than a pet. Yeah, destroy your life. Nublia laughing. Yeah, laughter's good for the soul. Yeah, definitely after you have a boyfriend or girlfriend, you watch me. Guys, it's a disaster out there. Nublia. Bro. So no girlfriend for now? Well, not for me. You got to experience your own life. Maybe when I'm rich. I recommend stay rich. Yeah, don't have a girlfriend. Definitely not when you're rich. When you broke, you ain't got nothing to lose. Okay, if you're rich, you got a lot to lose. I'll tell you even more so. If you broke as fuck and you know you ain't never going to make no damn money, you might as well fucking go ahead. Just don't have kids, because I don't think that's fair to them. But you might as well just go ahead and enjoy your life. But for me, guys, I'm trying to be rich, okay? And I damn sure ain't trying to give it up to no one else. Guys, hell no. Yeah, I'll tell you, if you're rich, you better stay single and fuck up your money bag. Jesse? Sam, let's NFT, what's that mean? Your first YouTube video. What does NFT mean? I don't know what that means. Sam, let's NFT your first video. What does that mean? My first video sucked. You want to watch that? Jesse, I will start the bid. What are we bidding on? What are we bidding on? ESP? Transformer underwear. Yeah, ESP may date some guy with some Transformer underwear. ESP, how'd that go? Wendy? I mean, if a woman wants a camel toe, let her. Oh, I'll tell you, yeah, let her. I like to see camel toe. She probably can't help it. Well, I thank her for not helping it. Because I like to see the fat cooch. That's true, not the fat cooch. Guys, I like it, and I like the pubic hairs. That's true. Now, it's too much information, but hey, guys, fuck it. You had a bad day. You need someone to tell you the truth. All right, guys and girls, I showed up today, even though it was a bad day. Okay, and a lot of other people, they had a good day. They still didn't show up. So what do? I take their spot, okay? And that's how you go forward in life. How do you take someone's spot? You show up even if you have a bad day. Because you best believe that if you don't show up, your life gets worse. You sleep more. You get more depressed. And you go down this bad algorithm, and it's a very, very bad one. Very tough to get out of it, okay? I love you. Stay positive. Thank you, Wendy. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, all my members. Keep pushing forward.